What if you stopped shrinking for others? What if for once you fully stepped into the power that's been quietly waiting inside you? You've spent too much time doubting yourself, measuring your worth against others, playing small to fit into a world that never truly understood your greatness. Every time you held back, you silenced your potential. But now it's time to stop. It's time to stand up and act like you are the greatest, like there is no one above you. Because deep down, you know there's something extraordinary in you, something the world has been waiting for. It's time to release that inner power and show the world what you're made of. The only question is, will you take that step, or will you continue to hide behind fear and doubt? You've spent so much of your life doubting yourself, haven't you? Wondering if you're truly capable of what you dream of. Every time you try to push forward, that voice in the back of your mind creeps in, reminding you of all the times you've fallen short, all the reasons you're not good enough. You look at others who seem to have it all together, and you question yourself even more. Am I doing enough? Am I? You've been waiting for the world to show you your worth, but the truth is, it will never happen that way. You can't wait for others to believe in you before you believe in yourself. If you don't see your own worth, if you don't believe that you are deserving of everything you want in life, no one else will either. You are the foundation of your own success. Your belief in yourself is the bedrock on which everything else must be built. It's easy to think that belief is something you either have or you don't. That some people are just born with it, and others have to spend their lives chasing it. But that's not true. Self-belief is something you build brick by brick. Every small action, every thought you choose to believe about yourself, every challenge you overcome, it all adds to your foundation. The more you choose to trust in yourself, the stronger that belief becomes. But you have to start. You have to take the first step, even if it feels like you're not sure of yourself. It's not easy, is it? It feels like the world tells you that you need to be perfect, to have all the answers, to never show weakness. But the truth is, your belief in yourself doesn't come from perfection. It comes from your willingness to keep going, to keep fighting, even when you don't feel ready. It comes from knowing that your mistakes don't define you, they shape you, they teach you, they make you stronger. But where does this belief come from? It comes from within you. It starts with you giving yourself permission to be imperfect, to be human, to be everything you are right now, even if it's messy. You don't need to have everything figured out. You just need to believe that you are worthy of the journey. You need to believe that you can handle whatever comes your way, because you have handled it before. And if you can face the challenges you've already faced, you can face anything that comes next. Building this belief isn't a one-time event. It's not a magical moment when everything just clicks. It's a process, a daily choice. Every time you face a fear and decide to take action anyway, you are building your belief. Every time you silence that inner critic and replace it with thoughts that empower you, you are reinforcing your belief in yourself. Every time you look at your life, with all its flaws and imperfections, and say, I am enough, just as I am, you strengthen your foundation. It's not easy. It won't be. But it will be worth it. And here's the most powerful realization. Your belief in yourself is the key to unlocking everything you've ever wanted. Without belief, there is no action. Without belief, there is no movement. But with belief, the world begins to open up. When you believe in yourself, you stop waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect conditions. You stop waiting for permission. You stop waiting for someone else to tell you you're enough. You act because you know you are. And here's the breakthrough. You don't need to wait until you have it all figured out. Start where you are. Start imperfectly. Start scared. Because the only way you're ever going to make progress is by stepping forward, even when you don't feel ready. The more you do it, the more that belief in yourself will grow. The more you'll begin to see just how much potential you have, just how strong you really are. And the more you'll realize that you've always had the ability to create the life you want. You just had to believe you could. The truth is, you've always had it within you. The power you're seeking is already inside you, waiting for you to tap into it. When you choose to believe in yourself, you will unlock that power. When you decide to stop doubting your worth and start living in your full potential, you will see the world change. The world won't change because of your circumstances. It will change because of the belief you have in yourself. When you truly start to believe that, that's when everything you've been waiting for will start coming to you. The only thing that has ever been standing in your way is you. The moment you stop doubting yourself and start believing in your own worth, that's when the doors will open. That's when you will step into the life you've always dreamed of. And it starts now, right here, with the decision to believe in who you are. You've been waiting, haven't you? Waiting for someone to tell you that you're good enough, that you're capable, that you're worthy of the life you dream about. You've been chasing approval, seeking validation, needing someone else to confirm your worth. Every step you take, you're looking for a sign, someone somewhere to tell you it's okay to move forward, that you're doing it right. But let me ask you something. Why do you need anyone else's permission to be great? Why are you looking outside of yourself for the approval that's been inside you all along? You've been giving your power away to others, waiting for them to validate your worth. When the truth is, the only validation you need is the one you give yourself. You've allowed other people's opinions, judgments, and expectations to hold you back. And in doing so, you've been small. You've been playing safe, playing small, because you're afraid that without that validation, you won't be enough. But here's the harsh truth. You don't need anyone's permission to be great. You've spent so much time measuring your value against the standards of others. You've compared yourself to people who seem to have it all figured out, and in doing so, you've lost sight of your own path, your own brilliance. You've told yourself, I'll be good enough when, or I'll start, when they tell me it's okay. But waiting for someone else to give you permission to live your life the way you want to live it, that's a trap. And the longer you stay in that trap, the longer you stay stuck. It's time to free yourself. It's time to let go of the need for validation. And I know it's not easy. The world tells you to look outward, to seek approval, to meet the expectations of others. Society has made it seem like we need external validation to be worthy, to be valuable. But the truth is, all the validation you'll ever need is already within you. You don't need someone to tell you that you're enough. You need to tell yourself. The shift starts with one thing: recognizing your own worth. You are worthy because you exist. You don't need to do anything to prove it. You don't need to wait for someone else to see your greatness before you believe in it yourself. You can start right now, in this very moment, by claiming your worth, by refusing to let anyone else's opinions shape your sense of self. The moment you release the need for validation, you stop living your life for anyone else. You stop waiting for someone else to approve your dreams, your goals, your ambitions. You stop living in a state of fear, afraid of judgment, afraid of rejection. Instead, you start living for yourself. You start doing the things that feel right to you, even if they don't make sense to others. And that's when you unlock your true power. You see, seeking validation from others keeps you small because it limits you to their standards. But when you validate yourself, when you believe in your own potential, you give yourself the freedom to dream bigger, to take risks, and to step into the fullness of who you're meant to be. It's time to stop measuring your worth by how others perceive you, and start defining your own value. You are not meant to live under the shadow of other people's expectations. You are meant to stand tall, with your own voice, with your own truth, and say, this is me, this is who I am, and I don't need anyone's permission to be great. But I know it's hard. I know it's hard to let go of the approval you've been craving for so long. I know it's difficult to release the idea that you need someone else's approval to be worthy. But that's exactly what's been holding you back. The fear of being seen for who you really are, the fear of rejection, the fear of not measuring up. But what if you stopped fearing that? What if you realized that rejection has no power over you unless you give it power? What if you stopped allowing other people's judgments to dictate your worth? The moment you stop seeking validation from others You start stepping into your own power. You start walking your own path, unapologetically, without asking for anyone's permission. And that's when you realize that everything you've been waiting for is already inside you. The approval, the worth, the value, it's already yours. You've always had it. You just needed to stop looking outside of yourself for it. So today, let go. Let go of the need for validation. Stop waiting for someone to tell you that you're enough. Tell yourself. Believe it for yourself. And step into the person you were always meant to be. Because when you do, you'll see the world shift. You'll see the doors open. You'll see the opportunities flow to you. Because the world only responds to the energy you put out. And when you step into your worth, when you own your greatness without needing anyone's approval, the universe will respond. And it will give you everything you've been asking for. You've been holding back, haven't you? There's something inside of you. A voice, a truth, a story that has been waiting to be heard. You've felt it bubbling up, but each time you go to speak, you silence it. You've dimmed your light to fit into a world that hasn't always understood you. You've held back your power, afraid that if you step into it fully, if you let your voice be heard, you might be judged, rejected, or misunderstood. But here's the thing, you cannot live your truth by hiding. You've spent too much time thinking that your story wasn't worthy of being told, that your voice wasn't powerful enough to make a difference. You've tried to be the quiet observer, the one who stays out of the spotlight, the one who just fits in. But fitting in isn't what you were meant for. You were meant to stand out, to speak up, to claim your space in the world. And in order to do that, you have to start owning your voice. How long will you keep holding back, waiting for the perfect moment to show up? How many times will you suppress your thoughts, your ideas, your experiences just because you're afraid of what others might think? Every time you hold your voice back, you give away your power. You allow fear and doubt to steal the very thing that makes you unique, the very thing that can change the world. Your voice is your power. And until you start using it, you will always feel like something is missing, like you're just a spectator in your own life. The truth is, your voice is not just for you. It's for the people who need to hear it. It's for the ones who are struggling, the ones who are lost, the ones who feel like they don't belong. Your story has the power to connect, to heal, to inspire. But you have to speak it out loud. You have to stop hiding behind the fear of judgment and start sharing the truth of who you are. You don't need to wait for permission. You don't need to wait for validation. The world needs you to speak. Your voice, your story has a purpose. I know it's hard. I know it feels vulnerable. It's terrifying to put yourself out there, to make yourself visible, to expose your truth. But here's what you need to realize. The world will never know your value if you're too afraid to show it. The gifts inside of you can only be received if you're brave enough to share them. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have it all figured out. All you need to do is show up with the courage to speak from your heart, to share your truth, and to trust that your voice matters. This isn't just about speaking out loud. It's about owning who you are. It's about standing tall in the truth of your experiences, your struggles, your victories. When you own your story, you claim your power. When you stop apologizing for your existence, when you stop hiding from the world, you become unstoppable. You stop shrinking, stop making yourself small to fit in. You start to expand, to step fully into your light, your voice, your truth. The hardest part is not the world accepting you. The hardest part is accepting yourself. It's accepting that you are worthy of being heard. That your voice, your story, is just as valuable as anyone else's. You don't have to wait for someone else to validate you. You don't need anyone else's permission. The only validation you need is from within. The moment you decide that your voice is enough is the moment everything shifts. It's time to stop dimming your light. It's time to stop holding back your power. You've been given this life, these experiences, this unique perspective for a reason. Don't let fear stop you from sharing it. Don't let self-doubt keep you from stepping into the fullness of who you are. You were born with something to say. Your voice is the key to unlocking not only your potential, but the potential of everyone who will hear you. When you start owning your voice, When you start telling your story, you will create the life you've always wanted. You will attract the people, the opportunities, the experiences that are in alignment with your true self. And in the process, you'll inspire others to do the same, to speak their truth, to embrace their power, to claim their place in the world. Now is the time. Your story is waiting to be told. Your voice is waiting to be heard. Step into that truth. Stop hiding. Stop waiting for permission. And let the world see you for who you truly are. Because when you own your voice, you own your life. And when you own your life, there is nothing that can stop you. You've been looking at others, haven't you? Comparing their success, their progress, their journey to your own. And with each glance, you've been measuring your worth, your value, your place in this world against theirs. You've convinced yourself that there's a specific path you need to follow. A path that someone else has already paved. Maybe it's a career path, a way of living, or a standard of success that society has taught you to aspire to. But here's the thing. You were never meant to walk someone else's path. You've been trying to fit yourself into someone else's blueprint. Trying to measure up to an ideal that doesn't truly align with who you are. And with each failed attempt to follow this prescribed path, you felt the weight of disappointment, guilt, and self-doubt. You felt like you're not doing enough, like you're falling behind, because the world around you seems to have it all figured out. But that's the lie. The world isn't meant to have it all figured out for you. The beauty of life is that you get to create your own path, step by step, free from comparison, free from the pressure to conform. Your path is yours, and yours alone. I know it's hard to step away from what everyone else is doing. I know it's uncomfortable to go against the grain, to choose a different route when everyone else is on a similar path. But this is where true freedom lies. The moment you let go of the need to measure your life against someone else's timeline, against someone else's journey, that's the moment you start to step into your own power. You are not meant to be anyone else. You are meant to be you, fully, unapologetically, uniquely you. And the only way to do that is to stop comparing yourself to others and start trusting your own journey. The road you walk doesn't have to look like anyone else's. It's not going to be perfect, and it's not going to be easy, but it will be yours. It's the road that will shape you, mold you, and bring you to the exact place you need to be. Not by following someone else's rules, but by listening to your own heart, your own intuition, and your own desires. The world doesn't need another copy of someone else. The world needs you. It's easy to feel lost when you're trying to follow someone else's success story. You can feel like you're out of sync, like you're just not measuring up. But that's not true. What if the very reason you feel stuck is because you've been following a path that was never meant for you? What if your true path has been waiting for you to claim it, free from the pressure, free from the comparison? It's time to stop doubting yourself. It's time to stop questioning whether you're on the right path. You are on the right path, exactly where you need to be. And even if you can't see the destination yet, the beauty of your journey lies in the exploration, in the willingness to trust the unknown, and in the courage to walk forward, even when you can't see the whole picture. You've been given unique gifts, a unique perspective, and a unique life story. And it's only when you embrace your own path, when you step fully into the person you're meant to be, that you'll realize just how powerful you truly are. Your worth is not defined by comparison. Your worth is defined by how you show up for yourself every single day, by the courage you have to live authentically and without hesitation. But here's the challenge. You have to let go of the doubt. You have to let go of the fear of being different. You are different, and that's your strength. Your path may not look like others, but that's exactly why it will be your greatest asset. It's time to stop doubting the process. It's time to trust that where you are now is exactly where you need to be in order to become the person you're meant to become. And as you begin to walk your own path without fear, without comparison, without hesitation, something incredible will happen. The world will start to shift. The opportunities will start to appear. The right people will show up, and everything you've ever dreamed of will begin to fall into place. Not because you followed someone else's blueprint, but because you finally decided to create your own. So stop waiting for permission to live your life the way you were meant to. Stop looking at everyone else's journey and wondering why yours isn't the same. Your journey is yours. It's yours to create, to shape, and to own. And when you do, you'll realize that the only person you were ever meant to be is the one you already are. You've been avoiding it, haven't you? That feeling in the pit of your stomach, the tightness in your chest, the unease that comes whenever you think about stepping outside your comfort zone. Every time you consider doing something new, something that could elevate your life, you feel that resistance, that pushback from within. It feels like everything in your body is telling you to stay where it's safe, stay where it's familiar. And so you do. You hold back. You stay stuck. But deep down, you know it's not enough. You know that staying in your comfort zone is a prison. It's a prison of your own making. You've convinced yourself that the discomfort of growth is something to avoid. But the truth is, growth is impossible without discomfort. Every time you resist the discomfort, you're resisting the very thing that will set you free. You can't reach your fullest potential without stepping into the unknown, without facing the fear, without even seeing the challenge that comes with becoming the greatest version of yourself. It's hard. I know it's hard, because discomfort doesn't feel like a sign of progress. It doesn't feel like success. It feels like fear. It feels like failure. It feels like you're walking blindly into a storm, unsure of what's on the other side. But what if I told you that the storm is not your enemy? The storm is your teacher. The discomfort is the bridge to who you are becoming. It's the only way to move forward. You've lived a life where you've been taught to avoid discomfort. You've been told that pain, uncertainty, and fear are things to be feared, things to run from. But what if we've been taught wrong? What if the true path to greatness lies in embracing the discomfort, in standing tall in the face of fear, in trusting that every challenge you face is not here to break you, but to build you into the person you were always meant to be? The person you are right now is not the person you were always meant to be. The life you are living right now is not the life you were meant to live. But you are at the edge of something great. And the only way to cross that line, the only way to step into the life that is waiting for you, is to take on the discomfort of change. This is the moment where you make the choice. Will you stay where it's safe? Will you continue to tell yourself that you're not ready, that you're not capable? Or will you step into the unknown? Will you embrace the fear and the discomfort, knowing that it is the only thing standing between you and the life you've always wanted? It's not easy. Growth never is. The challenges ahead will push you to your limits. But here's the truth. You are stronger than you think. And every time you push through that discomfort, every time you choose to face it rather than run from it, you build your strength. You build your resilience. You build the person who can handle the weight of your dreams, who can carry the responsibility of your success. Every time you face your discomfort head on, you become more of the person you were always meant to be. The discomfort you feel right now is the price of your greatness. It's the cost of the life you've dreamed of. And the only way to claim it is to stop running from what scares you and start running toward it. Step into the discomfort, step into the unknown, and allow it to transform you. The greatest version of yourself is not waiting for you on the other side of the fear. It's in the middle of it. It's in the decision to keep moving forward, even when your mind tells you to stop, to retreat, to hide. It's in the moments of discomfort that you will find your true power, your true potential, your true greatness. And when you step through it, you will look back and see how much you've grown, how much stronger you are, and how far you've come. But none of that happens if you stay in your comfort zone. None of that happens if you keep avoiding the discomfort. The discomfort is where the magic happens. It is the signal that you are on the right path, that you are moving in the direction of the life you deserve. So stop waiting for it to feel easy. Stop waiting for the fear to go away. It's time to embrace the discomfort, to move through it with courage. Because on the other side is the life you've always dreamed of. And when you look back, you will realize that the discomfort was never something to fear. It was the doorway to your greatest self. You've been taught to protect yourself, haven't you? To put up walls, to hide the parts of you that feel raw, that feel exposed. You've been told to be strong, to be tough, to never let anyone see your weakness. And so you've buried your vulnerability deep inside, thinking that if you show any sign of fragility, you'll be judged, rejected, or hurt. You've kept your true self hidden, wrapped up in a tight, protective shell, because you believed that was the only way to survive. But what if I told you that this defense you've built, this wall that's meant to protect you, is actually the very thing keeping you from the life you desire? What if I told you that true strength lies in your vulnerability, in allowing yourself to be seen for who you really are, in all your rawness, your imperfection, and your humanity? It's not easy, is it? To be vulnerable, to expose your heart, to show the world the parts of you that you've spent so long hiding. It feels terrifying, like if you let those walls down, you'll be left exposed and unprotected. But here's the truth you've been avoiding. Vulnerability is not weakness. It is your greatest strength. You've spent so much of your life hiding behind a facade, pretending that everything is fine. Even when you were struggling, you've told yourself that if you just keep it together, if you just keep it all under control, you'll be safe. But that's the lie. Because the more you suppress your feelings, the more you lock away your true self, the more disconnected you become from who you really are. Vulnerability is what connects you to your true power. It's through vulnerability that you begin to heal, to grow, to evolve. When you allow yourself to be seen, when you allow yourself to be real and raw, you open the door to the deepest kind of connection, the kind of connection that comes from showing others that you too are human, with all your flaws, fears, and imperfections. It's in that space, in that openness, that you begin to truly connect with others in a way that is authentic and powerful. But it's not just about connecting with others. It's about connecting with yourself. When you allow yourself to be vulnerable, you stop running from your emotions. You stop pretending to be something you're not. You start to accept yourself, flaws and all. And in doing so, you create space for growth. You give yourself permission to feel, to experience, to learn from the pain, the fear, the sadness, and to transform it into strength. The world tells you to be perfect, to be unshakable, to never show weakness. But the truth is, perfection is a prison. It's a mask you wear to hide your true self. And it's only when you let go of that mask, when you allow yourself to be vulnerable, that you can truly live. Vulnerability is what makes you human. It's what makes you real. And when you stop hiding, you give others permission to do the same. You create an environment where authenticity can thrive, where true connection can be made. I know it's not easy. The fear of judgment, the fear of rejection, the fear of being hurt, it all feels so real. But what if I told you that vulnerability is the antidote to fear? Because when you stop hiding, when you stop pretending to be someone you're not, you take away the power fear has over you. You become free. You step into your power, into your truth, and you realize that being vulnerable is not a sign of weakness. It is the most courageous thing you can do. The more you embrace your vulnerability, the more you allow yourself to feel, to be seen, the more you will grow. And as you grow, you will begin to see that vulnerability is the key to everything you've been searching for. It's the key to real connection. It's the key to your personal growth. It's the key to living a life that's true to who you are. So let go. Let go of the need to be perfect. Let go of the fear of being judged. Let go of the belief that you have to hide your true self. Vulnerability is the gateway to your greatest strength. When you allow yourself to be real, to be raw, to be imperfect, you open the door to the life you've been waiting for. And in that space, you will finally step into the person you were always meant to be. You feel it, don't you? That heavy weight on your chest, that sinking feeling in your stomach every time you think about taking the next step. The fear is there lurking, whispering to you that you're not good enough, that you're not ready, that you'll fail before you even begin. And that doubt, it follows you, doesn't it? It nags at you, casting a shadow over every decision, every move you try to make. It holds you back, keeps you stuck, keeps you from moving forward. I get it. I know what it's like to feel like you're trapped by your own thoughts, your own fears, to feel like you're drowning in a sea of uncertainty. Like every step you take is just a step toward more failure. You wonder, what if I mess up? What if I'm not strong enough? And the fear tightens its grip on you. It makes you question everything. It tells you to wait, to hesitate, to hold back. It makes you small. But here's the truth. Fear and doubt are the silent killers of your potential. They don't just stop you in your tracks. They quietly steal the very things that make you capable of achieving your dreams. They keep you playing small. They keep you in the shadows, never fully stepping into the light of who you really are. And while you're stuck in that place of fear, the world keeps moving. Opportunities slip through your fingers. Dreams fade into the distance. It's time to stop letting fear decide your future. It's time to recognize that fear is not your enemy. It's the signal that you're on the verge of something important, something transformative. Every time you feel that fear, it means you're standing right at the edge of growth, right at the edge of something that could change your life forever. Fear is the signal that you are about to stretch beyond your limits, beyond your comfort zone. But you can't let it control you. You can't keep allowing that voice of doubt to dictate your choices, to keep you from taking action. Fear only has power if you let it. When you start facing it, when you start walking right into it, you'll realize that it's not as strong as you thought. It's just a shadow. And shadows only exist because there's light. You can choose to step into that light. You can choose to let go of the fear and move forward. Even when you don't have all the answers, even when the path ahead is unclear, you don't need to have it all figured out to take the next step. You just need to trust that you are capable, that you have everything inside of you to make it through. You don't have to have all the answers, but you do need to believe that you can find them as you go. The magic happens when you decide to take action, despite the fear. The doubt you feel? It's part of the process. It's the voice of the old version of you, the version that is afraid of change, the version that is comfortable staying where it's safe. But you are not that person anymore. You've outgrown that version of yourself, and the only way to move forward is to stop listening to that voice. Let it go. Every time you make a decision from a place of doubt, you are allowing the past to control your future. Every time you let fear stop you from acting, you reinforce the idea that you aren't capable. But you are capable. You have always been capable. The only thing that has been stopping you is the belief that you're not. Now, imagine what happens when you release the doubt, when you stop letting fear control you. Imagine what it would feel like to take action, even when the path is unclear. Imagine moving forward with confidence, knowing that you have what it takes. When you let go of fear and doubt, you free yourself to create the life you've always dreamed of. You stop being a passenger in your own life and start driving it. The fear won't disappear overnight, but you don't need it to. You just need to stop letting it control you. You don't need to wait for all the stars to align. You just need to trust that every step forward is a step toward the life you want. Every small action you take builds your confidence. Every time you move through the fear, you prove to yourself that you are stronger than it. And with every step, you get closer to the life you are meant to live. You've been holding on to fear and doubt for far too long. It's time to let them go. It's time to break free from the chains you've wrapped around yourself. You are capable. You are worthy. You are ready. Don't wait for the fear to disappear. Move through it, and when you do, you will realize that nothing can stop you. You are meant for so much more than this. It's time to step into the power that's been inside you all along. You've been waiting, haven't you? Waiting for the right moment, the right plan, the right everything. You've mapped it out in your head 100 times, calculated every possible move. But deep down, you know that the moment you've been waiting for will never come unless you decide to create it yourself. The truth is, you've spent too much time planning and not enough time doing. You're stuck in a cycle, thinking that if you just plan a little more, if you just figure out the perfect approach, then the results will come. But here's the harsh reality. Perfection does not create success. Action does. And not just any action, but massive, imperfect action. The kind of action that makes you uncomfortable, that challenges your fear, that pushes you beyond what you thought you were capable of. The kind of action that gets you out of your head and into your life. You can't just keep thinking about the life you want. You can't just keep dreaming about the person you want to become. At some point, you have to act. And I know it's hard. I know it feels overwhelming, like you don't have all the answers, like you don't have it all figured out. You've been waiting for the stars to align, for the right opportunities to appear, for the perfect conditions. But the truth is, there will never be a perfect moment. There will always be something that feels incomplete, something that makes you hesitate. But that's exactly when you need to take action. When it's not perfect, when it's messy, when you're not ready. What are you waiting for? You already have everything you need to begin. The only thing standing in your way is you. The fear, the doubt, the constant second guessing. Those are the things that hold you back. But they don't have to. You can break through them. It's time to stop waiting for the right time and start making it the right time. Greatness requires action, and not just any action, massive action. The kind of action that creates momentum, that builds your confidence, and that pushes you closer to the life you desire. You've been stuck in the planning phase for too long, and it's time to let go of that. There's no such thing as a perfect plan. The truth is, you learn more from doing than you will from planning. You learn from the mistakes you make, from the failures, from the moments that don't go according to plan. But in those moments, you'll find your power, you'll find your strength. Because every step you take, every action you take, brings you closer to who you're meant to be. You're scared, aren't you? Scared that you'll fail. Scared that you'll make the wrong decision. But what if the real failure is not trying at all? What if the real failure is staying stuck, holding yourself back, letting fear and doubt dictate your life? You will never know what you're capable of until you take that leap, until you take massive action. And yes, it will be messy. It won't be perfect, but it will be yours. And that's what matters. Taking action isn't about doing everything right. It's about doing it. It's about showing up even when it's hard, even when it's uncomfortable. It's about saying to yourself, I may not have all the answers, but I'm going to take the next step anyway. Because every step you take is progress, even if it doesn't feel like it. Every moment you choose to act instead of waiting is a victory. The world won't hand you your dreams. No one is going to give you permission to go after what you want. You have to claim it yourself. And the only way to claim it is to take massive action, to get out of your head and into the world, to stop letting fear and uncertainty control you, and start letting your courage lead you. Imagine what your life would look like if you stopped waiting. Imagine what would happen if you started making decisions, taking risks, and moving forward, even when it feels scary, even when it feels uncertain. The moment you take that action, you break the cycle of doubt and hesitation. You give yourself permission to succeed. And when you do that, everything changes. You've been dreaming. You've been planning. But now it's time to do. No more waiting. No more hesitating. Massive action will get you to where you want to go. Faster, stronger, and more confident than you ever imagined. Take that step because you are ready. And now it's time to prove it.